Hi, this is Maggie. Today I'm looking at mundane astrology for Iran. Um, the date would be April 1st, 1979. There's two charts for Iran. One is under Khomeini, which was overthrown, and it's now the Islamic Republic of Iran. And so the date we have is April 1st, 1979 at 12:01 a.m. I got that from Astrotheme. Um, Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at their chart because there's so much going on with them right now that I just wanted to briefly go over their chart. First of all, Iran is Aries country. Aries, the god of war, uh, strong, very strong cardinal fire sign, aggressive, very aggressive, assertive. Um, Yeah, they're definitely Aries. However, they have a lot of Pisces, the idealism, very strong idealistic religious beliefs, because their ascendant is Sagittarius, and Neptune is there as well in Sagittarius. So Neptune represents idealism, sacrifice, willingness to sacrifice yourself for your belief systems, because the ascendant would be yourself, your country, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So Neptune idealizes the illusion, um, and inspiration, um, and Sagittarius is belief systems. It's belief systems, foreigners, foreign countries, law. They hold themselves to a higher law, very idealistic higher law. Um, yeah, so that's so far that's a lot of fire, a lot of fire. The idealism is Pisces in the third house. Third house. Aries is in the fourth house. Aries, Sun in Aries. Mercury is retrograde in 27 degrees Pisces, planet of communication, about their belief systems, uh, their spirituality. It's one of the main religions of the world, Islam. Uh, I'm not going to name them all, but yeah. So it's communication about the belief system. The sun is the country, Aries country. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it's in their third house of Pisces as well. It's 25 degrees, and it's conjuncting, which means they're together, almost exact aspect. It's conjuncting Mercury. So Mercury is aggression. It's aggression regarding belief systems and communication. Communication may be subtle, yet aggressive, because Aries is aggressive. Uh, Mercury can be in Pisces can be diplomatic. However, Mars is the god of war, and it is aggression. So Mars in the third house in Pisces would be a willingness to fight and argue for their belief systems, because Mars likes to fight, and it's initiative, ambition, and aggression. So Venus also is in Pisces, and Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's 3 degrees. So it's known for being one of the main religions in the world. So, and again, Venus in Pisces will sacrifice itself for love, or for they tend to do that. Venus, like MLK, Martin Luther King had Venus in Pisces, and a lot of people who have Venus in Pisces have suffering and love, so it sort of equates with that. The moon is in Taurus, stubborn, fixed, rigid Taurus, so very, very fixed in their, you know, very stubborn and fixed. You just don't cross a line. You don't cross a line with them. or you have to deal with the consequences. And the consequences, the opposition to Sagittarius is Gemini. It's in their seventh house. So they're both mutable signs. Seventh house is a house of relationships, and the first house is Sagittarius. It's mutable too, but it's a fire sign. So it's fire and air, both mutable. And so there is some flexibility there, a little bit. The moon in Taurus, though, can be stubborn, but with Gemini in the seventh house, it could give a little bit of flexibility and communication, adaptability. Um, yeah. But with Neptune, it would make them very idealistic. Uranus, they have Uranus in Scorpio in the 11th house of hopes, wishes, friendships, groups, humanitarian. Yeah, so that's extremist. Taurus is extreme, fixed sign. I'm sorry, Scorpio, very determined. Scorpio just is a very deep water sign and would be totally unpredictable. Uh, and that's where a lot of their revenge, I think, comes from, and holding generations long grudges. Because Scorpio will hold a grudge forever. And having Uranus in Scorpio, you kind of don't know who's going to be on their grudge list next. So, friendships with Iran can be tricky because of Uranus in Scorpio. Uh, it's very unpredictable, and nobody kind of knows where they're coming from. So, and Scorpio can just sting you, with the dragon. Dragon's tail, the scorpion, which is, it's going on right now in their territory. So if you're in their territory, yeah, they're going to sting you. Pluto they have in Libra. So as for diplomacy, Pluto in Libra is not terribly diplomatic. As a rule, Libra is justice and diplomacy and the arts. But in this case, having Pluto on the 10th house on the MC, their midheaven is both Virgo and Libra. So they have Saturn, the North Node, and the MC in Virgo, the midheaven rather, and the True Node and Pluto are in Libra, and Pluto is not diplomatic at all. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and it's just like my way or I'll cut you out of my life forever. That's Pluto in Scorpio. It's the ruler, and Mars is also the ruler of Scorpio, and it is opposed, Libra is opposed to Aries. So Pluto is opposed their sun. So that is a really challenging, difficult opposition in itself. So in itself, it is. That's why it's so hard, I think, to have diplomatic relations with them because of their Pluto opposed the Sun. It's not easy in relationships. Yeah, so moving on, the midheaven, Saturn. Saturn is very serious. It's the ruler of Capricorn. It's in Virgo. It's in Virgo, and it's on the midheaven. So yeah, their work, their life's mission, and their work. That's sort of like your life's mission or your career sector. Their life's mission is to sacrifice and service are key words also for Virgo. Sacrifice and service, and the Virgin all the virgins waiting for them in in heaven when they blow themselves up. I'm just thinking Virgo the Virgin. That's where that came from. But yeah, so Saturn is a very hard aspect, and this looks like Saturn opposed. Yeah, Virgo is in opposite. Virgo is the opposite of Pisces, so they're in direct opposition. So the MC is opposing Mars in Pisces. So it's the will and Mars. I'm sorry, and Saturn as well is opposing Mars, and the true node, the North Node. Their North Node in Virgo is opposing. They're all of the midheaven is opposing Pisces. Let's put it that way. So there is a very uh, strong willingness to be of service to their uh, mission. The mission is their theology as a country, which has become the government, and um, yeah. So sacrificing the individual would be Neptune. Uh, Neptune in Sagittarius on the ascendant, but it's also Venus in Pisces. It's also Mars opposed Saturn. Mars opposed the MC, and Mercury as well opposed Saturn. So those are hard aspects, very, very challenging, hard aspects. So, uh, yeah. So the Moon fixed Taurus in the in the sixth house. Well, it's 28 degrees. It's almost in the seventh house. So yeah, that could be a certain stubbornness in relationships as well. But at the same time, there's Gemini on their seventh house cusp. So that kind of helps a little bit with diplomacy, a little tiny bit. Uh, yeah, at the time though, we're having some serious troubles with Iran, both England and the U.S. and I don't know who else. Um, so their Jupiter is in Cancer. So Cancer is very, very territorial, um, very nurturing. It's the home, the homeland. They have it in the eighth house of Scorpio, and Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. So again, and it's also the ruler of Sagittarius. So their belief systems are so entrenched. Um, excuse me, let's get some water. The eighth house is the house of Scorpio, Scorpio's house. So it just enlarges because it's Cancer, maybe territorial, extreme depth of feeling, and good fortune, good luck, and expansion of their uh, joint assets. That would be in any kind of assets, oil, resources, family, um, just, territorial about that, joint assets. And the eighth house is also sexuality, which is pretty much forbidden out in the open there, um, because of all this other fundamentalist um, belief systems I just talked about. However, Jupiter, behind closed doors, Scorpio is all about behind closed doors and in secret, all kinds of stuff goes on there because Jupiter is in the eighth house of Scorpio in their homeland, Cancer. Um, you have to do a synastry chart with them. That should be interesting. So anyway, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'm not going to go over all their aspects because they're just too intense, but I went over a few of them. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.